let us talk about how this is NBA All-Star Weekend. As we've mentioned for several years now, NBA All-Star, the hype has been kind of non-existent in my opinion. And in order to address that, the commissioner, Adam Silver, he's trying to do different things. And so this year they have a new format for the NBA All-Star game. Usually it would be like East or West. And like they've been trying to figure out different ways to make the people be more engaged. And so this year they are having they're debuting US versus World, right? It's going to be a mini tournament format to decide this year's All-Star champion. And it's going to kind of follow like a knockout type of vibe. And so you have 3 teams. You have the Team USA stripes, which is going to be made compromised of, I don't know what the word is, but it's going to be made up of, I think that's better. So Team USA stripes is going to be Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Brandon Ingram, who is replacing Stephen Curry because he is injured, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, Norman Powell, and the San Antonio Spurs coach is going to be coaching Team USA. And then we have team, I can't see this, but it's another team. And it's Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Cade, Jalen, Anthony, Chet, Jalen, Tyrese. And they're going to be coached by Detroit Pistons head coach. And then I think for like the stars, or what's supposed to make it a little bit more is the world team, which is made up of Giannis, Denny, I'm just gonna go with first names. Giannis, Denny, Luka, Nikola, Jamal, Pascal, Karl Anthony Towns, Victor Wembanyama, and Alperen. And the Toronto Raptors head coach is going to be coaching the world team. I feel like, can it really be like USA versus world when it's like, I feel like everyone sees these people as in like the world team as US players. Am I tripping?
My whole thing is like, I get it. They've been trying to make like the NBA All-Star games and everything like that very interesting over the years. Mm-hmm. But for me, seeing all this, it does nothing for me. Like my thing is, and this is a rightful concern for a lot of the players, is like, I don't want to go into All-Stars. And like, after All-Star weekend, this is when people really like teams start really going hard because we're getting closer to the playoffs that usually start in, I believe, May and then go into June, I believe. Right. So like, people are really going to start this push. So it's like all these stars who are playing don't want to get injured. They don't want to put a lot of strain on their body for that simple fact. So that is why a lot of these games don't seem interesting, because there's no defense. They just scoring. They doing what they want to do. The score be like 272 for one team. So it's just like, it gets to a point where it's like, it's not interesting. And I get that they're trying to test out all these different formats, but it gets to a point where we have to acknowledge that it's not working. Obviously, the All-Star games start today. I believe the skills challenge and things like that start today. And then that's when we get into the game. Like one of the other games or 3-point contests is Saturday, and then Sunday is usually the game. I'm a watch because I've always been an NBA lover, but it really does nothing for me. Like, I feel like I know what these stars are capable of, and I already see that when they're in the All-Star game, they're not going to do what I know they could do. So it's just like, to me, I'm just watching it for what. But that's just me.
Yeah, we wish them the best of luck. And I know they're trying to figure out best practices. I don't know how true this is, that they're like going to fly out more content creators to generate more buzz and have clips, because we are in the generation of clips, honey. You see so many clips, at the end of the day, you're like, girl, let me go find a full video. Okay. Because you're overloaded with the clips.
And I think they're taking a page out of the WNBA's playbook, because the stud buds, baby, I ain't never watched the WNBA All-Star nothing, but the stud buds had me seated and stuck, right? So I think that is definitely what they're trying to do. They're trying to connect to a whole different thing, but it's like kind of defeats the purpose, because Adam Silver, when he decided to go and migrate all these different NBA games onto all these different platforms, his main thing was that, oh, we're a highlight league. Like, you could watch highlights on you don't have to watch the full game. You could go watch highlights on social media and stuff like that. So it's just like, now you're trying to gravitate people back in, but you not doing the proper things to keep the attention there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, baby, we gonna see. But the next thing we're gonna talk about is Rickea Jackson. If you see her beautiful face, she is gorgeous. Love her down. She is a WNBA player. So Rickea Jackson was formally notified, has formally notified Miami-Dade County Court that she is willing to testify against James Pearce Jr. I think it's Pierce or Perse. Pierce. Shayla, you know?
I would say Pearson. Oh, it's James Pearce.
Okay, I was like, girl, what? Where you see son?
Pierce.
Okay. So James Pearce Jr., if his domestic violence case goes to trial, through her attorneys, Jackson filed a notice under Florida's law asserting her victim's right and urging the court to dedicate all possible resources to resolve the case promptly. Pierce, a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, faces 5 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor following an alleged incident in which he rammed Jackson's car multiple times, fled from police, and resisted arrest. One charge includes an aggravated battery on law enforcement officers after allegedly striking an officer with his vehicle while attempting to evade arrest. He has denied all allegations through his legal team, and he was released on bond, and the NFL has stated the matter will be reviewed under its personal conduct policy. Meanwhile, Jackson remains cooperative with prosecutors as the legal process moves forward. So I feel like we consistently talk about this when it comes to these athletes. The NFL talking about they going to investigate, baby. That's nothing's going to happen to him. He might get a 1-game suspension and a fine. We going to see. Shayla has made this great point multiple times. When you are, and this honestly should follow for everybody. It doesn't matter what tax bracket you're in, but I just feel like we see this a lot more and a lot more prominent, especially on social media when it comes to these athletes and celebrities. If you are so mad, baby, there's ways to go about situations. You don't have to put yourself in this type of predicament, because now everybody's going to talk about how you rammed your car into her car. They're going to talk about the domestic abuse allegations. They're going to talk about all these things that are tied to your name that once never were. It's like, I don't care how mad somebody makes you. You also have to think about yourself at the end of the day. You have a platform. You are someone of status. Anything you do, it will be scrutinized and put under a microscope. So for you to sit here and do this, allegedly, it's like, to me, it's like, do you actually care about your career? Like, it does not make sense to me. And everybody always talks about, like, when they were together, everybody always, I mean, this is just a true statement, period. Rickea Jackson is beautiful. If you see her, Rickea, what do I call her?
Rickea, yeah.
Girl, I'm so sorry. Rickea Jackson is gorgeous, right? Beautiful. Again, we don't know the story behind nothing. Like, we don't know what could have caused it, but it's like, to me, I don't care what it is. There's ways that you could go about something, like block them, don't talk to them, worry about yourself, go about you. Like, you are an athlete, you are a person of status, you could find the next girl. Like, there's nothing that I could think of that could require all that type of energy.
Yeah. So for me, I put zero hope in the NFL taking any action, because we have seen other incidents where the proof has been there, the videos, the everything, and they're like, oh, 3-game suspension and then move on to the next. But I think what makes this situation different, not because of the NFL, but Rickea Jackson's sister-in-law is the mayor of Detroit. So they have power. They have people that is like, we're not waiting for the NFL, honey. We are going to take matters into our own hands. And so, not only is Rickea Jackson like a well-known WNBA player, but also she has people that are outside, you know what I mean? Like mayors and politicians that know people that will ensure, honey, we will be taking you to court. And I saw reports that said that Rickea Jackson is willing to get on the stand and, speak her truth. And so I think because she has people in her corner who know how to operate the system, yeah, he will be seeing court. And it's like, again, if someone does not want to be with you, please let it go. The same way women can't force men to be with them, men can't force women to be with them. You know what I mean? Like, if it's just very toxic, and if you know you have a low attention span, or like how you operate, you get mad quick. I be telling Rebecca, sometimes you just gotta leave the situation, because when you get to that level of angerness, like, she been, according to reports that I've read, like, she was telling him, like, stop texting me, right? Before this incident happened, they were over, and he was not trying to accept the fact that she said, I want to end this situation. And so, because he kept forcing the issue, right? He was like, oh no, you blocked me. Now I'm going to go find you, and I'm going to follow you. And at a red light, I'm going to go try to open your door. Like, what? If somebody does not want to be with you, please stop it. Like, I don't know. It's super sad. And I hope, Rickea Jackson has the support system. I feel like she does. And it's just like super scary. She's so young. And again, these men do not think you have a career. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Rickea doesn't want to be with you, but I know there are several women out there that do want to be with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's all super sad. And I hope I feel like I haven't seen Rickea publicly, because she was playing in Unrivaled. But after this whole like thing happened, we haven't seen her play in Unrivaled. And I'm pretty sure like this has to be so much. Everybody talking about what happened to you, that maybe she won't come back for the rest of the season. And I just hope that she is able to prioritize herself, and And
it was just very like interesting, because like his mom was like, I think at one of these award shows for like the NFL or whatever like that, his mom was on the stage talking about him, talking about his son. He's such an amazing this, that, boom, boom, boom. And a few days later, I'm like, oh, I bet you she want to smack the back of his head. Like, I just, to reiterate what Shayla said before we move on, if somebody does not want to be with you, I get it. It may hurt. Your ego may be bruised. You may feel like this is the love of your life, but you can't force somebody to want to be with you. And the crazier you act, the more you will push somebody away. As someone who, my anger can get the best of me, when I do find myself in those moments, I'm realistic enough to know, Rebecca, step away and walk away.
Actually, instead of walk, run.
Girl, speed.
By the time you walk in, they still might be next to you, and it's a problem. Run. Get yourself out of the situation.
Let me just read this little thing. Okay, so 4 players have been suspended following a third quarter fight during the Detroit Pistons win, which was 110-104 over the Charlotte Hornets. Isaiah Stewart received the harshest penalty, a 7-game suspension, due in part to his repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. The league said that he left the bench, entered the altercation aggressively, and fought. Stewart has now been suspended 5 times in his career, including a previous incident involving LeBron James. Hornets forward Miles Bridges and Moussa Diabate were each suspended for 4 games for fighting and escalating the situation, while Pistons center Jalen Duran received a 2-game suspension for initiating the altercation and fighting. The incident began when Duran was fouled by Diabate while driving to the basket. After the two went face-to-face and exchanged shoves, punches were thrown, with Bridges and Stewart joining the altercation too, as Stewart and Bridges had to be separated as the fight intensified. All 4 players were ejected. So I wanted to show y'all a little bit of the fight.
Bench that aggressive.
So what started this all?
Let's see.
That's a foul. Moussa fouled him.
Ooh, headbutt right there. Yeah. Duran with the right hand to the face started it all. And he knew it too. He's trying to get away, but these are grown men. Put your hand in the face of an opponent, and it's already a physical game. Oh yeah, Duran's gonna be gone too, no doubt. Obviously Moussa, but Duran, in my opinion, started all that.
Vitaly Potapenko, assistant coach, longtime NBA player. Very Miles. Big, strong man. He's the bald guy right there who did a lot of de-escalating. And then Miles went after Duran. And then Isaiah Stewart who wasn't in the game at all. And Miles got some blows in.
I've never seen Musa
anywhere close.
Wow. He is uncontrollable.
Yes, so as you can see, the fight progressed very quickly. And so to me, when I saw this, like, mind you, the game wasn't airing on any channels that we could see unless you have NBA League Pass. So I was scrolling on Instagram at work and I said, a fight broke out. And, I remember seeing the fights way before the league started to get a little more strict. So to me, I was like, ooh, this fed like my chaotic heart. I was like, oh my God, yes. I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, and then I saw Isaiah Stewart get off the bench. I said, baby, I can't even say nothing because I would have been the Isaiah Stewart of a team because you ain't about to fight my teammate. But if somebody ever try to charge at Shayla, they really fighting two, not one. Don't ever play that. I'll tell you that for free. But honestly, all in all, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like this kind of makes people I'm not saying I want to see people fight every game, but seeing that type of intensity and things like that honestly shows you that the players aren't just sitting here acting like, oh, this is just a check and I'm gonna just pull up. It showed me y'all really go ahead, get mad, feed y'all egos, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't really a fight. The main thing was when the guy put his hand in the face, but then the rest was pushes and shoves, and it was not a real fight. And it's y'all making something out of nothing.
He was grabbing the back of Miles Bridges' hair.
That's not a fight. Y'all all grown men. It was pushes and shoves, and it's
yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't say Musa, you had the perfect opportunity to really swing on him if you really wanted to. When you when he ran from the crowd, the being held back the first time, he had at least a good 3 seconds to swing on him, but he didn't. But I get it, the consequences. But sometimes if I'm already in a situation, I already know what the consequences are going to be. I'm going to just say bump it and take the full, I'm going to take my full penalty.
Yeah, but I also the same way we talk about the NFL, you worked so hard to get there. So I am just trying to be funny. I get it. They know that they can't actually go out in a full-blown fight because they are athletes. They trying to keep their NBA jobs. But when I have seen fights in real life, I'm just if
y'all really wanted to, y'all would have.
Right, but also I'm glad y'all didn't. But a lot of people I saw were super excited because the NBA right now has been struggling. Okay, so anytime there's some sort of commotion, people are like, yes, we need this. People are saying,
and I'm one of them people. I was feeding into it, and the thing that made it even more interesting for me was seeing all the different angles of the whole scuffle. At one point, when they had him at the end, holding him down, they sitting in a fan's lap. Literally got this man sitting
he got his money. He or she got their money's worth. But
it was so funny.
Yeah. People also be saying oh, this generation of players are too weak and so it's I'm happy the people got what they wanted.
Right. And everybody was like, this is what we need. We need to bring the bad boy Pistons back because if you remember Malice at the Palace, baby, everybody was like, I don't even know what this arena is called. I think it's Spectrum. They're like Malice at the Spectrum or something like that. Mm-hmm. But the last thing I want to talk about before we continue is Jonathan Kuminga. Now, if y'all know, we talked about it last week with the trades and a week before we talked about how he wanted to be traded from the Warriors because it just wasn't a good fit. So I just want to talk about this because I just feel as much as I love my Warriors, I will say the way that they handle a lot of situations has irked me over the years. And this right here has irked me beyond repair because it's they are basically trying to embarrass him. So Stephen Curry publicly defended former teammate Jonathan Kuminga after a report claimed Warriors executives were upset that someone in Kuminga's inner circle had been taking too much food from a team family room. After the story circulated and a now deleted Bleacher Report Instagram post, Stephen Curry jumped into the comments calling the report ridiculous and urging Kuminga to go be great. Kuminga also responded in the comments with crying emojis, asking what else, right? So I want to show you guys the post really quickly. Where is it? I have it here somewhere. Oh, here. So this is the post where this is ESPN's one, but Bleacher Report basically did one that was similar. And then this was Stephen Curry commenting, basically saying like, just go be, I'm sorry, bro. This is ridiculous. Go be great. So when I saw this,
good for him speaking out.
Stephen Curry or
yes, because what is food?
My whole thing is, I don't know, obviously, what went on behind the scenes between the Warriors, Steve Kerr, and Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know. They won't tell us until they want us to know, right? But I already knew there was a contentious relationship there. The man has already been traded from your team to the Atlanta Hawks. Why do y'all feel like y'all still need to speak on him is the question I have in my mind. I don't care what executive sat there and told you anything. One, this didn't need to be reported. Two, this didn't need to even be discussed. Y'all are a $1 billion franchise. You worried about someone eating an extra hot dog?
And I know they throwing away food at the end of the day. So for you to do that is so like, be all the way for real. Like, you gotta be so petty and so just like, ew, yuck. You know what I mean? It's so disgusting. And it's like over food that y'all have like in abundance. Y'all have the money. Who cares if someone goes in there and they eat food? Y'all got money to replenish it. It's bad if they was throwing, like, they're eating. And I don't even think it was an issue. They was just, like you mentioned, he left and y'all still trying to push out bad PR on him. Like, let it go. He not with your team. So now y'all got all the leftover foods that y'all was beasting for. Are you happy?
Exactly. Like, y'all, I just feel like y'all trying to embarrass him for what? And it's like, y'all putting out this irrelevant information, but y'all not putting out the information that's truly relevant. As in, who released that video footage of Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole? I have yet to find out about that. Y'all thought y'all sweep that under the rug? Like, who did it? Who a part of the organization released that video? Since we really want to talk. And as much as I love my Warriors, y'all are doing stuff to really irk my spirit. And I need y'all to get it together. Focus on the fact that y'all went and traded for Kristaps Porzingis and the man is still injured and has yet to play. Talk about how the fact that y'all was up by 20 points against the Spurs and y'all still went and lost. Focus on what needs to be focused about. Not about an extra hot dog and a hamburger with 3 fries. Like, let's be so for real.
That y'all wasn't going to eat.
Like,